Now it's time for me to introduce our next speaker for today, and that is Enrique Crespo. Enrique is the Chief Technology Officer at Wellness Tech Group, a high-value technology company with 11 years of experience in the development and implementation of IoT solutions, cybersecurity, big data, and artificial intelligence throughout Europe and beyond. Over his career, Enrique has worked extensively in cybersecurity, IoT, and smart initiatives, with a passion for developing new products and services which focus on added value and excellence. In his presentation today, Enrique will focus on developing applications from an R&D to scale rollout. I'll now hand over to Enrique.
Okay, thank you, Laura. Well, as I said, hello and good afternoon in Australia. I'm going to be with you for the next minutes, so bear with me today, talking about driving innovation to scale smart city applications and solutions. And we're going to touch on this agenda. First, we're going to talk a bit about our DNA innovation, a bit of history of our company. Then from trial to scale, how do we see it? What has been our experience, and we're going to set an example as well. And finally, we'll look to talk briefly about how Europe cities are enabling the COVID-19 recovery. So innovation to scale, right? What is that exactly? And who are these Spaniards that we are talking about? Well, Wellness Tech Group goes back to 2008 when a group of engineers got together to do complex integration projects and smart solutions. From the beginning, it was clear to us that innovation was the main fuel to our commercial offering. And we started trialing in 2009. We started trialing the smart lighting projects when the smart city term was not so, let's say, ubiquitous like it is right now, and the IoT term, well, we didn't know of it. I don't know if it existed yet, but we didn't really know it. So we began to leverage local, national, European, and international R&D programs and opportunities with city and industry stakeholders. I can't emphasize how important is this. We will talk about this a bit later. To apply real innovation into our smart solutions pipeline. So we started 4 people in 2008. We scale out basically to 120 employees right now, and we're happy and proud to say that our technology is being used in more than 500 cities. So having completed more than 80 R&D projects now are under our belt, we have learned a lot, I must say that, and we have also made a lot of mistakes, and we endured through them. We learned and we survived. So these are the R&D verticals that we are focused on today for the innovation for tomorrow, and how we can help our customers and our city customers with their use cases. For example, we are pretty focused on cybersecurity. We have recently launched our own brand for cybersecurity for cities, and we are doing a lot of projects on energy efficiency as well. So these are things that are going to come in the future for us. So that experience has been key for us to arm out a comprehensive portfolio to help cities get smarter. We will see that cities don't need to start from scratch because there are a ton of use cases that are covered by technology right now to solve, to fix, to optimize some of their problems and their needs, which are particularly in terms of energy, cost, and time. So with that innovation in our backs, we got our vision, which are application verticals connected through a LoRaWAN network, the one that Derek and Tony were talking about, for example, connected to a central platform with a strong foundation in cybersecurity. So basically, that's what what we are doing now. And these verticals, these smart verticals, we call them smart places. Basically, they are use cases that make sense for each city. So basically, that's our blueprints. We will talk about this a bit later. Yes. So going from trial to scale, we'd like to share a bit of our experience because, well, we have participated in many trials during all these years, and now that we have set the foundations on how innovation drives our roadmap, well, I like to share some of that. The truth is that this is one of the questions that we get more asked, and that we have asked more in the past as well: how to go beyond the proof of concept. The truth is that there is no magical recipes, sadly, but in this way we have learned a few things, and I would like to highlight some things that have worked for us in the past. The first one is, as I said before, work with the stakeholders. That's really important. Stakeholders in cities to understand the needs and their problems. And secondly, if the technology is not there to help cover these needs and problems, or if the technology is not affordable, or if there is any other problem that can benefit from innovation, engaging that city in or with an innovation program, it's pretty beneficial. For example, a federal or local program there in Australia. And lastly, showcasing and focusing on the outcomes. That is really important, to let the outcomes speak for themselves. If the technology is right and the use case is well defined and the stakeholders are engaged, it usually works. It resonates, and you do the maths and the data do their work, and that's usually a good idea to do, right? So I'd like to share one practical example of how we have gone from trialing to large scale rollouts of one of our solutions. So a bit of history here with the waste management company in our city, home city in Seville. Back in 2012, we were investigating the applications of filling level sensors. So we developed an autonomous sensor that basically had a really long lasting battery life, partly due to a communication system, a protocol that we built up from the ground up, that was optimized for a smart burst of rates of data. Well, that doesn't seem like nothing spectacular nowadays, but back in the day it was a thing when this was developing. So we engaged with the city, and we sat down with them, being part of an R&D European project that was called EWAS. So we got to learn their pain points and their quick wins around, one of the related to optimization of the tracks and the crews and the routes, which in the end was a big part of the waste bill for them. So we went hand in hand from being a provider to being a partner for the city, and from there we deployed our solution, our Quanta sensors that you can see over there, and our software in the first proof of concept with them. And what happened? Well, with the data we gathered, we managed to shrink the 3 fixed routes that they had in the beginning to one dynamic route. We got significant results in the process. We got a 66% savings on costs and operational costs. So this was considered a huge success by the city, and with the help of and engagement of the stakeholders, we leveraged the use case with the savings that the city were looking at exactly in a pain point that they had. So, what happened after that? We got the contract with the city that basically paid itself with the savings that they've got, and we started to roll out our solution to other cities worldwide, like the ones that you can see there. So from there, we have been refining our solution, and the innovation is a core part of the solution. We have miniaturized our sensors, so for small waste containers and liters, and we have improved our expected battery life in normal operating conditions to 10 years. So I'd like to point out that this is in this example, which basically is really comprehensive from going, from basically a prototype to large scale rollouts. We started from the ground up with the city, but the good news is that we don't need to start from scratch, as I said, because there are many technological solutions for the use cases that we are finding in cities around the world. Most of they have similarities, but they also have things that are unique to each city and each region. So we can skip a large portion of all of this and get to the outcomes faster. So that's the good news. And lastly, I'd like to talk a bit about how Europe's cities are enabling the COVID-19 recovery from our point of view. We talked in the beginning about the European Union investing in R&D programs. Partly thanks to that, cities are now more prepared to tackle the unusual circumstances that we are living nowadays worldwide, and keep up with the special measures that the COVID-19 is requiring to maintain, health, safety, and economic recovery, basically. So basically, European smart cities are tackling the pandemic using solutions and tools and lessons from earlier efforts to become more resilient. There is a big package that is being discussed right now in the European Union, of help. Right now, they're finalizing the details, but it's around 750 millions. And the part of that is to fund projects in order to fight the pandemic, not only health-wise, but technology-wise as well, with use cases that are meaningful to the cities and to the citizens. So basically, right now, European technologies are using the technology to deal with this new normality that we are trying to get used to, sort of. And there we have been seeing use cases that are interesting for them, like people counting or traffic flows, advanced scouting and monitoring with drones, geolocalization, energy management, and so on. It's happening right now here in Europe. And we're trying to do our part as well, helping councils with our smart destinations blueprint. This is part of the smart spaces that we talked in the beginning. That this was initially developed to address tourism and enhance the user experience, but we have used our own verticals and the third parties that we integrate within the solution as well to help our customers and our cities and councils with the use cases that are more relevant for them right now. So we call that a COVID-19 help package, and we work with them to see which of these verticals are more meaningful depending on the tourism, if it's an interior council, coastal one, things like that. So that's what we have been doing. And I'd like to point out one of the largest scale rollouts projects that we have had in Spain, which is called Smart Costa del Sol. Costa del Sol literally means sunny coast, so it will be something similar to the Gold Coast in Australia. It's a really touristic destination in the south of Spain, really close to where we are in the Mediterranean Sea. And we started this project. We were awarded this project 2 years ago, and it covers 15 municipalities and 13 smart verticals. And it's been a real landmark for us because it goes from from the concept of smart cities to what it is a smart territory. But one of the key things that we have learned in 2020 is that this smart territory project is helping to shape the whole territory, respond, to a global threat like this with data sharing and with a technological homogeneous platform. So this is something that we didn't expect. As soon as other smart territories projects are rolled out globally, this is an important lesson learned for what's to come. That having an homogeneous territory with similar technology and use cases can help municipalities and government to tackle down, a global threat like the COVID-19 right now. So basically, this is the things that I wanted to talk to you about, and that's it. Thank you for your attention today. And any doubts or any inquiries, don't hesitate to contact me. Thank you very much. I will leave you with the next speaker. Thank you.